Tomoya Machino, unbelievably largely built as a Japanese, is a student at Kyoto University in Japan. The university is one of the prestigious in Japan, but Gangsters, the club he is involved in at this university, is probably not as well known as he hopes, since American football is still a minor in the sports known in Japan. He has been the luckiest boy in Japan when American football is concerned, as he was the only Japanese player invited to the NFL Int'l Combine in October this year. The International Combine is a pathway to National Football League or NFL, and it is where the chosen American football athletes gather and have the opportunity to make tryouts, displaying their abilities and skills. Let's see more about Tomoya Machino with a brief look at how he had been training in Gangsters. The first thing any Japanese would notice about him is his physique. 197 centimeters, that is about 6 feet 7 inches, is unusually tall for a normal Japanese man, even at his age. The average height for his age is about 171 centimeters, or about 5 feet 8 inches tall. It's easily understandable really, because his height is a little on the taller side even in the US. However, it's not just his height. He is even large, weighing 132 kilograms, which is about 291 pounds. When people are over 100 kilograms or 220 pounds, that is usually a big surprise in Japan. The amazing thing is that when he was in high school, he was already 194 centimeters or about 6 feet 5 inches tall and weighed 84 kilograms or about 185 pounds, although he was a member at the baseball club at that time. Machino had never played American football until he entered university. He chose American football rather than baseball because he thought he could make use of his large body better. He was also drawn to the fierce contact in the games and of course the very favorable environment, as Gangsters, the Kyoto University American football, was one of the top teams in this field. Machino was 195 centimeters or about 6 feet 6 inches tall and 90 kilograms or more than 198 pounds when he entered university. So he was chosen straight away to be the offensive line, which sacrifices their body in order to block the defense. You can easily see how Gangsters is blessed when you look at the number of coaches they have available. At the present time, November 2019, there is 34 staff who help organize the team, 38 coaches supporting the head coach. Many of the coaches seem to be OBs of their team, just like Machino, who is still at Kyoto University as the 5th year. Gangsters have won in many matches in the past and have become number 1 several times. Let's have a look then at how Gangsters is well equipped, which may have assisted in the team to be at the top. This is the field in which the team has their daily practices. With the fake grass, they can manage their practice even with bad weather. Muscle training should never be forgotten with such vigorous sport like American football. And they have a well-equipped training room with various machines. The professional strength trainer provides the training menu and helps the athletes build their bodies effectively. Anybody would imagine what training could be like for American football players, but what I thought was interesting was the next part. Don't be surprised. I was truly impressed with how Gangster was trying to be as perfect as possible with the training here. Well, what they also have in their facility is a canteen or an eating place. You might think, so what's exceptional about that? Well, This eating place also seems to be one part of their training place because the members reckon to eat is also their training. Now the information I will be sharing with you is not quite up to date, but that was in fact the kind of environment Machino had been training in, and presumably still continued, mostly in the same manner. Since the principal food in Japan is rice, they take a lot of rice to build a larger body. It depends on the athlete and their positions, but look for example how much they have to eat with this one. You're quite correct. This athlete has to eat almost 1 kilogram of rice just for breakfast. And I'm sure this scale has been set so it doesn't include the big rice ball in it. This is just one example of a breakfast, I might say. Notice the amount of rice. For lunch, they would take about 4.5 normal rice balls of rice in a lunchbox and eat that in addition to the lunch they will have at the university's canteen. Then for dinner, about twice the amount of rice from breakfast is being provided. And here is the timetable for their daily meals. The calorie advised to be consumed per day for a normal male in Japan is 2,600 kilocalories, but the target calories set for the members is between 5,500 to 6,000 kilocalories, which is more than twice. However, complete with a cook and sports dietitian, the members can trust the meals as true training for them. One of their routines when they enter their clubhouse canteen is to weigh themselves. Each athlete has a target weight set, and if the weight hasn't reached the target, they will need to undergo an eating drill week, where they are encouraged to eat a lot during that week. Look for example how this member has drastically changed by receiving such Gangsters training. He looks totally a different person. Nobody who knew him 4 years ago would recognize him as the same person. I suspect Machino too has become more heavily built like this compared to his first year at his university. The meals specially provided in the clubhouse canteen was possible since 95% of the team members live away from their homes to be closer to the university. In Japan, it is quite common to see students living away from homes where their hometown could be somewhere quite a distance in different parts of Japan. And this could be true especially if a university is a prestigious one. The athletes are not left as it is with these training, but they have opportunities to receive follow-ups, such as nutrition meetings or one-on-one interviews from their trainer and or dietitian, which help them understand their body and meals or discuss any problems they may have, thus assisting them to be more willing to eat in order to meet their target weight. The following is Machino's message he wrote for the crowdfunding project he applied in order to receive funds for his trip for XFL Summer Showcase, another tryout he attempted prior to the NFL Int'l Combine. With my challenge to the NFL, I wish to give courage to people who are working hard for something. By becoming the first Japanese NFL athlete, I want to break away all the fixed ideas, such as you can't be an athlete because you don't have a great athletic ability. You can't win any sports games because you're a student from Kyoto University. Or you can't beat Americans because you're a Japanese. And be a model for lots of other people to help them feel, I'll try like him too. I also wish to contribute to the development of American football in Japan, which is still in low recognition in this country. Unfortunately, Machino was unable to be nominated in the tryouts, even though he managed to get more than 4 times his target amount for his crowdfunding project from 124 patrons, but I'm sure he will continue to head for the NFL, as this phrase is his favorite motto. When in doubt, choose the one which needs courage.